I'm working on my poker face before heading to Las Vegas for SmileCon. Hi, I'm Ward Blackwell. Welcome to Front Street 411. And yes, I will be part of the PDA delegation to the ADA House of Delegates that will meet during SmileCon this week in Las Vegas. As I mentioned last time, the resolutions to be considered by the House include several submitted by the PDA, also known as the ADA 3rd District. The last of these PDA resolutions got the green light from the Speaker of the ADA House just days ago, and it urges the ADA to develop financial literacy resources for new dentists. That now makes 7 new and substitute resolutions coming from PDA. Now, while it may seem that SmileCon being held in person is a sign we're nearing the end of the pandemic, there's still plenty of pandemic-related information on which we need to keep tabs. This includes DOH advisories issued through its Health Alert Network, or HON. 4 of those HONs in the past couple of weeks have implications for Pennsylvania dentists. HONs 595, 597, and 601 all basically brought DOH guidance in line with updates the CDC made last month to its guidance for healthcare providers. HON 601, for instance, said you shouldn't use an antibody test to determine the need for quarantine following close contact with someone confirmed to have COVID. HON 596 was a little different in that it made minor changes to the guidance for responding to exposure of healthcare personnel and higher risk exposures in particular. 2 examples of the several changes in that HON were clarification that any exposure should be considered prolonged if it occurred during an aerosol generating procedure, and a requirement of 2 negative COVID tests before returning to work in most cases following a high-risk exposure. Now, arguably, the most significant pandemic-related development recently was guidance issued by the Philadelphia Department of Public Health that required all healthcare workers in the city, including dental office personnel, to be fully vaccinated by October 15th. At this time, the mandate is limited to Philadelphia. But honestly, with nearby states issuing similar mandates too, it just wouldn't be surprising to see the Commonwealth jump on this bandwagon. Finally, if you're a medical assistance provider, you should be on the lookout for a notice from the Department of Human Services to revalidate as a provider. That requirement was waived earlier during the pandemic, but it's been back in effect since June 1st. DHS will notify you when you're due to revalidate, but they've indicated many providers are missing those deadlines. And that can result in a provider location being closed in the claims system. Please note, if your original due date was prior to June 1, the notices you receive will include a new due date. Naturally, all the details and the latest developments relating to the pandemic that affect you can be found on the PDA website and the PDA Go app. Well, that's it for this edition of the 411. Gotta get back to practicing.